Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and members of the community, good afternoon. Welcome to this momentous occasion as we gather to witness the swearing-in ceremony of the 6th Police Chief for the Allen Police Department. Today marks a significant milestone in the Allen community's commitment to safety. At this time, I would like to introduce to the stage our City Manager, Eric Ellwanger.
Good afternoon. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here today. If you've ever attended an Allen Police Department swearing-in ceremony, you know that our fantastic outgoing police chief, Chief Brian Harvey, made a practice of referring to the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics and presenting each new officer with a framed copy of that code. If you're one of the many officers who was sworn in during Chief Harvey's 12 years here in Allen, you might even have this document hanging on a wall somewhere today. Among other things, officers who follow this code acknowledge that their fundamental duty is to serve the community. They commit to honesty in thought and deed and vow to maintain courageous calm in the face of danger. They pledge to take every reasonable opportunity to enhance and improve their knowledge and competence. And they recognize their badge as a symbol of public faith, accepting it as a public trust. Knowledge and competence, courageous calm, public faith. I don't need to tell you how the Allen Police Department displays these characteristics every day. After the past year especially, you've seen it clearly for yourselves. And speaking of seeing things clearly, it was clear to me that whoever stepped into this role upon Chief Harvey's retirement would need to embody that same standard of excellence that Chief Harvey spoke of at every swearing-in and modeled every day on the job. Which is why, for your sake and mine, I am absolutely thrilled to be here today for the swearing in of the next leader of the Allen Police Department, Chief Steve Dye. Chief Dye has spent more than 35 years honing his skills and contributing his steady leadership to communities across Texas, primarily in law enforcement, but also in city management. Chief Dye's colleagues will tell you he is wise, driven, and passionate about creating and leading organizations that reflect the unique needs of the city he serves. He's a champion for transparency, and he invests in relationships, both with members of his department and with the community as a whole, to create bonds of mutual trust. His decision to return to law enforcement after retiring from city management might be curious to some, or absolutely logical to others. Depends on my day and when you ask me that. But either way, the choice to come to Allen in just about any role is, in my opinion, one of the best decisions anyone can make. Thank you for following your heart and coming home to Allen, Steve. Chief Dye, when I stepped into my current role as city manager, I too was filling the shoes of a very well-respected predecessor. And when it came time to finally hang some things on the wall of my new office, I chose to hang a framed code of ethics of sorts. Slightly different than the law enforcement code of ethics, what I chose to hang on my wall was the Athenian Oath, which dates back more than 2,000 years. It's short, only 5 sentences long, but its ideals are something that every city leader, and indeed every public servant, can spend a whole career aspiring to. It reads, "We will never bring disgrace on this our city by any act of dishonesty or cowardice. We will fight for the ideals and the sacred things of the city, both alone and with many. We will revere and obey the city's laws and will do our best to incite a like reverence and respect in those who are prone to annul them or set them at naught. We will strive unceasingly to quicken the public sense of civic duty. Thus, in all these ways, we will transmit this city not only, not less, but greater and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us." Chief, it is my honor to welcome you to the great and beautiful city of Allen, Texas. I look forward to working with you side by side, fighting for the ideals and sacred things of this city, and I know we will leave it greater and more beautiful for all those who come behind us. Congratulations, Chief Dye, and once again, welcome to Allen.
At this time, I would ask our Municipal Court Judge, Cynthia Gore, to join us on the stage to administer the oath, and for Chief Dye to join us.
and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Steve Dye,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Police Chief
of Police Chief
for the City of Allen
of the City of Allen
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws
the Constitution and the laws
of the United States and of this state,
of the United States and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. Well, I got to tell you, I'm overwhelmed by everyone making time to be here with us today. So on behalf of my family and I, thank you all so much. It means the world to us. And Eric, I can tell you this Allen badge feels pretty good on my uniform. So again, good afternoon and welcome. I'd like to begin by thanking again everyone for being here, but I would like to thank some special people that have been certainly impactful to this next chapter in our journey professionally and for my wife and I as a family. I'd like to thank, again, Mayor Brooks, who couldn't be here today but was gracious enough to call me yesterday, and we had a wonderful conversation. And our Allen City Council members, not only for being here, but for your support of me taking over as our next police chief. Let's give them a hand. Thank you all so much. Our city manager, Eric Ellwanger, and all of the city manager's office and the staff, just been wonderful. Thank you all so much. I want to give a special shout out to Deputy Chief Ken Myers, Shelley George, Teresa Warren, Melissa, and everyone who worked so hard to make this event special for us today. It was a lot of work, and every staff member that helped, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank Chief Harvey for 12 years of dedicated service to this city and this community and this department. I wish him the best in his next chapter. I've known Brian for over 20 years. I want to thank him for leading the men and women of APD for 12 years. To the Allen Police Association, thank you. To the Allen Police Association, whom I've already met with, and all of the members of APD that I've met thus far, you all have just been so welcoming. You've made us feel right at home. The association sent some nice gifts to my wife yesterday, so thank you all so much. It means the world to us. And I've already introduced my family, but I'd like to recognize some other special guests that are here today. Certainly my work families from the cities of Arlington, Garland, Colleyville, and Grand Prairie. Wow, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. I haven't seen him, but he may be here. I know Grand Prairie Mayor Ron Jensen was going to try to make it, and I did see our retired Grand Prairie City Manager Tom Hart, who was gracious enough to give me an opportunity as Chief of Police in Grand Prairie in 2011, and has been a mentor of mine for many years. So Tom, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Mitch Bates, retired Garland Chief and Deputy City Manager for the City of Garland, who promoted me to Assistant Chief of Police in 2004. I never aspired to be a chief, not even a sergeant. I was a 20-year police officer at the line level. I loved working the streets, and Mitch saw something in me at the encouragement of my wife to promote me and start me on this journey. So most days I thank Mitch for the opportunity to be a chief. Some days not so much, but thank you, Mitch. All of the North Texas police chiefs that are here today, guys, can't wait to start working with you again. I see some retired chiefs here, so I'm glad to be back in the fray, and there's not a more collaborative group of chiefs in the country than there is in North Texas. So guys, good to see y'all, and thank you for making time. Many friends are here, many friends. I've got a friend here that I've known since second grade. So many friends here today, and I've already made some new friends. I see Randy Pickle sitting back there, and we're already friends. So thank you all for being here to support me and my family. And to our Allen community members, many of you I have not yet met. thank you for being here to support this department, to support my leadership. And I can promise you I will shake all of your hands at some point in time, hopefully sooner than later. And I appreciate you being here. We serve the community. We serve you all. And as community leaders, your presence is something that is very much an honor to me and my family. So thank you all for joining us today in this celebration. Rebecca, thank you for the wonderful job as being our MC. Those who know me well know that I'm very proud to be from Claude, Texas. I grew up loving farming and ranching, but I always wanted to be a police officer. My mom will tell you from the time I could talk, I wanted to be a police officer, and I don't know why. So in 1980, when I graduated high school, I drove 8 hours from home to go get my criminal justice degree at Sam Houston State in Huntsville, Texas. And in 1984, I started my career with the Houston Police Department. Folks, I am not overstating that I understand the privilege that I have had to live my professional dream. And so when I was asked to be a deputy city manager and a city manager in Grand Prairie, I gladly said yes because I'm a servant. I never aspired to go to City Hall or to be into city management, but that's where the city needed me to serve. That's the position the team needed me to play, so I stepped up and did it. But after a few years of that, I was really proud of what we accomplished over at City Hall, and I learned so many new skills that I think will help me be a better chief. I realized that 35 of my 40 years I've been in policing, and that's really my passion. My passion is really to be a police officer. And I think in today's environment, we have never seen in my 35 years in policing a tougher environment for the men and women doing this very difficult job. So I just felt led to get back into the law enforcement profession and see how my passion and my leadership could help make a difference in this challenging time. So again, this is God's path for me, and I'm glad to be here. So as was mentioned, 2006 to 2012, we lived in Allen. Both of our girls over there are Allen Eagle graduates, and we loved living in Allen. And then I became the chief in Grand Prairie, and guess what? We had to move to Grand Prairie. So when I lived, most of the time we lived in Allen before, I was an assistant chief for the Garland Police Department. And Bill Rushing and I were good friends, and I would always be asking Bill, when are you going to retire, man? I want to put him for that job. When are you going to retire? I think he got to where he didn't even want to see me because I was always asking him when he was going to retire, because my goal, my dream was really to be the chief of police for the Allen Police Department. Well, as fate would have it, I had been sitting in my chief's office in Grand Prairie for only 3 months. My phone rings. Chief, you don't know me. My name is Peter Vargas. I've heard all about you. Would you be interested in being our police chief because Chief Rushing is retiring? And I said, well, sir, I'm honored and flattered that you would call me. The first thing I'd like you to do, sir, is tell Chief Rushing his timing could not be worse. I said, I cannot leave Grand Prairie. I've only been here 3 months. And he said, Chief, I understand. Would you help me choose our next police chief? And I drove over here about 13 years ago and helped him interview the finalist. And at the end of the day, Mr. Vargas looked at me. He said, Chief, who would you pick? I said, sir, I'd pick Brian Harvey. So I put my name on Brian Harvey back then, and I'd put my name on him today. So I just want to say that, Eric, I appreciate the opportunity that you have given me and my family to come full circle. We have already moved back to Allen. This really has been something that we never expected, but was just such a blessing. So I hope that you'll see that it was worth everybody's wait. So I'll do my best. To my family, I want to address my family. I would have never accomplished what I have professionally without the support of my family. Their undying support, the strength that they have given me in the good times and the bad times, particularly my wife and daughters, they've been with me every step of the way, as has all of my family. And as public servants, we can't effectively serve without a good support system at home. So I appreciate you all very much. I love you, and I've got a brother and a sister-in-law here all the way from the Panhandle. So thank you guys so much for being here. My little sister couldn't make it because she's sick, but really appreciate that. So thank you, Mom, and everyone. To my Grand Prairie family, many of you are here today, and I just want to say particularly that I continue to be proud of the transformation that we accomplished at the Grand Prairie Police Department into what I think is the best police department in the country. Well, that is until today, okay? But guys, there's nothing wrong with the silver medal, okay? It's all good. But I love you guys, and I'm proud. I'm proud of what we accomplished, and I can't wait to meet all the members of APD and to make sure that we're rising further to the top. To the Allen community members, your outpouring of support has already made us feel welcomed and loved. I mean, my pledge to you under my leadership is that we will go above and beyond in continuing to deliver world-class service, treating everyone with respect and dignity, every interaction, every day. The Grand Prairie officers and the Colleyville officers will tell you that's familiar to them because that's what I believe in. Everyone, regardless of whether they made bad choices or good choices, is a human being that gets treated with respect and dignity every interaction, every day. This community is so supportive. Your support of APD is phenomenal. I've already seen it. I saw it when I lived here. I've seen it since we've been back. I want to work on strengthening the existing partnerships. I want to work on finding new opportunities to further build trust, and then to see how we can work together as partners to make sure that this community always enjoys a very safe environment with a high quality of life for everyone who lives, works, and visits Allen. To my Allen City family, to the other directors and employees of the City of Allen, thank you for already making me feel at home and for your continuous support of the police department. My pledge to you is that APD will continue to be great partners as we pull together to make sure that our community does enjoy that great quality of life. Nobody wants to live, Tom Hart taught me this, nobody wants to live in a city that is only police and fire. We need parks, we need libraries, we need good streets. We all matter in helping everyone enjoy that great quality of life. So I pledge to you that I will continue to be a great partner, as was Chief Harvey, and our department will be a default answer, yes, a can-do department. And then finally, and really I think most importantly for today, I want to address the members of the Allen Police Department. I am honored to lead the Allen Police Department. I'm committed to honoring the existing traditions that you all have in place. I'm going to recognize and respect the good work that's already being done. And then I'm going to work alongside you to see how we can innovate and progress to achieve even higher heights. Because after all, and I've told the chiefs that followed me, your job is to retain the great things that we're doing and make us better. And that's what I plan to do here today. But it's not about me and it's not about you, it's about us. And it's about us working with the community, hand in hand. I want us not just to be respected by our peers, but I want us to be seen as the model police agency in the country, bar none. And you're already a great department, and I know we can continue to do great things. We're going to dedicate ourselves to a high level of community policing and engagement. We're going to wisely use technology as a force multiplier, and we're going to very responsively and proactively enforce the laws of this city to ensure that everyone who visits or lives here or works here is going to be safe, and that we're going to be problem solvers focused on the quality of life for those that we serve. It doesn't matter if we're chasing a murder suspect or changing a flat tire. We're going to be good at everything in between, and I'm going to be right there alongside you. Officers, civilians, volunteers, we're all one family. Any police department, patrol is the hub of the wheel. The rest of us, admin, detectives, detention, communications, volunteers, we're all spokes of the wheel. So while the hub of the wheel is important, the wheel doesn't turn without the spokes. And a big spoke in that wheel is our community support and our community trust. You're going to know every day, as you are performing what I believe to be the toughest job in America, that you are supported and valued from the very top. I've done the work. I've been in your shoes. You're going to know when you come in that when you do things the right way, I'm going to be there behind you, as is the rest of the command staff. We're going to focus on your wellness, your mental, physical, spiritual, and financial wellness. I want you all to be whole and healthy so that we can best serve our community. I will work hard to be grateful for this opportunity. I'm going to lead through my faith, with integrity, through being a team member, and we are going to pursue excellence in everything that we do. Vince Lombardi once said, in order to achieve excellence, you must pursue perfection. We're never going to be perfect, but we're always going to try to be perfect, so we'll be excellent. This Allen badge, it's a visible sign of the public's trust. And we're going to work every day to make sure that we honor that public trust with honor, pride, and commitment. Thank you all again so much for being here this afternoon, for taking time to support me in this community, and God bless you all as you travel home. Thank you.
Yeah, we're good here. Well, Chief, I hope you feel the warmth of this community. There are a lot of people here who are really excited to meet you. And so this is the conclusion of the ceremony, but I have to chuckle because we're not finished. We have a long tradition of welcoming our new police chief, and I would ask you all to participate. Chief Dye will be up here, ready to shake hands with every single one of you who wants to come through. If he doesn't catch you today, I'm sure he will catch you another time. And thank you so much for coming today.